Welcome to this edition of the Weekly Dose, Challenge Your Perspective. This is Patrick Deya in Washington, D.C. I would like to first start with expressing my condolences to the family of the Mukweni Senator, Mutula Kilonzo. The country is bereaved. The country will miss you. You are a champion of justice. As a minister of justice, you stood steadfast on what you believed in, to be what the law is. You championed the idea of equality in front of the law. You spoke your mind without fear, even when you faced threats to your life. You did not waver on that. And for that, you will be missed as somebody that has shown that the law is the law. May your soul rest in peace. Last Friday, the ambassador of Kenya to the United States invited the Kenyans within the DC area and beyond for a get-together in the Kenyan house, the ambassador's quarters. This was to celebrate the smooth transition of the government from one government to another. We all know that the election was contentious. We all know that it went down to the wire, to the point where the Supreme Court had to make a decision, which to many has been controversial, and probably what many did not expect. But one thing that I've said in this program over and over is that Kenya is larger than an individual. We, as a people of Kenya, the total sum, make what the country is. Now, this reception was wonderful. A lot of Kenyans attended. I had a chance to meet many more Kenyans that I had not met before, who have moved to this area recently. Some people came out of town. And you could not see a scintilla of difference. All you saw was Kenyans together. There was no political talk. There was no ethnic divided. It was just Kenyans talking to each other, knowing each other, speaking with each other, celebrating together over a beer and good food. And yes, there was Kenyan food, there was ugali, there was nyama choma, though a number of people thought it was a little hard, but we still enjoyed it. The kachumbari. I remember having a conversation about how kachumbari is in every Kenyan dish. It was wonderful. But one thing that I noticed was this stark evidence that those within the DC area, among my friends that I've known for a long time, who very strongly supported the other side, the court side, were absent. I couldn't help noticing, and I noticed things like that because I'm interested. I've talked about the issues of Kenya, the coming together of Kenya. So in this occasion where I expected to see everybody celebrate, I couldn't help notice the absence of those that are very strong on the court side. Now, of course, this drew my interest. Why? And one can conclude that maybe they just did not think about it's important for them to be in this occasion to celebrate the transition of government, because to them probably this means celebrating Uhuru Kenyatta and Mr. William Ruto. And that's where I think they went wrong, in my opinion, of course. Now, if we take an example from even the leaders themselves, we've seen Mr. Raila move on. We've seen the president come to Ahero in Nyanza to mourn the death of David Okuta, the secretary to the Kenya National Union of Teachers. And in one of the pictures that came out of there, we saw Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta walk hand in hand, holding hands. Now, these were the political foes just a few months ago, tearing into each other, trying to convince the whole country that the other is better than the other person, that they should be elected. And they're the ones that went through this time when nobody knew what the decision of the Supreme Court was going to be. But in that occasion, they were holding hands, walking together, seemingly laughing and happy. So for the rest of us, that should have been a symbol that it is time to accept what it is, and we can only have one president at a time. And therefore, when occasions like this occur, we must put aside what our strong convictions are. That does not mean that you give in. That does not mean that you are still not frustrated. Yes. But we must go beyond that and look forward to what is in the future and build from what we have learned. Celebrate together as Kenyans. Cry together as Kenyans. Hold hands. Now, for me, this brought very good memories, going to the residence of the ambassador. The last time I was there was a very long time. I remember probably the last time was when the former ambassador, Mr. Afande, Dennis Afande, was here. He's always been referred to as the people's ambassador. But it's nothing like being there. I know this ambassador has had many parties at the embassy and elsewhere, but being there gives you a different feeling. And for my friends that did not come, I'll urge you that should this be the case next time, please forget the differences. This is Kenya. We are Kenyans. We need to celebrate together. This is Patrick Deya, and may God bless Kenya. Thank you.